He was doing everything we were doing, running backwards.
Yeah.
What's it like?
What's what like?
I never had anybody die.
Scary.
There's been a lot of ghost stories or ghost movies over the years. What was it about this take on it that you found interesting?
What wasn't it, Steven?
Yeah, I mean,
David and Steven.
let's face it, yeah. Making a movie with Steven Soderbergh and David Koepp is an easy yes, probably for any actor. But I think what we found about, what was different about this type of ghost story, people want to call it a horror movie. It's not exactly a horror movie. It lives in the thriller, ghost story, suspense realm. But the thing that takes it out of the horror genre and into the thriller realm is this idea that the thing that is most terrifying in this movie is disconnection. There is a family that is disconnected. There is a couple that is disconnected. There are children that are disconnected from their parents in one way or another. And then the most terrifying thing of all, there is a presence in the house. And the most profound disconnection of all is death.
And speaking of, the disconnection, is the dysfunction of the family is actually brought to light through the lens of the presence. And the audience then becomes the presence because they have a front row seat to that, because they are the lens, essentially. And in addition to that, the presence is what brings the family together. So that's the only kind of accord that I can think of. Otherwise, there's such dissonance within the film. So you're watching this family dysfunction, which is, I think, what's so uncomfortable for the audience. And at the same time, their reality is brought to light with this moment of them seeing that, oh, there is something going on, and that's when they, connect.
That's right.
You talked about the thing of us being the ghost, and even though we don't see him, Soderbergh is kind of a cast member himself in this, in a way. What do you think of his performance as the presence?
Steven, I also worked on a show called The Nick with Steven, and to this day, that show is full of incredible performances. Clive Owen, Andre Holland, Michael Angaran, like all of these incredible performers, Eve Hewson. But the best performance on that TV show is Steven Soderbergh. Like the way because he is the director and he operates his own camera and he edits, it becomes a performance. The way the project is shot, especially in this, from the first-person perspective. And it's incredible what he did. He was doing everything we were doing, running backwards.
Yeah.
And it gives the audience, it makes each individual viewer, it turns them into the presence. It turns them into the ghost. They have died. They do not have agency. They cannot reach out and touch anything. They want to intervene and they can't. And it makes it a terrifying experience.
And he guides the audience. I think oftentimes directors can manipulate the audience to feel something by going into a close-up of a character's eyes or face or their haptics of their hands, like, twitching, or there's a nervousness. And he trusts the audience to be intelligent enough to come up with their own thought and their own feeling. And I think that's why at the end it's not so clean and clear what's happened, because it's so surprising.
Yeah.